97underground.com.
Hey folks, Michael Spedden here, host of The Back of the Rack on 97underground.com, Baltimore's pure rock worldwide, and welcome to the 97 Underground Michael Spedden interview page, where we feature interviews with all the best local and national acts. Remember folks, The Back of the Rack on 97underground.com can be heard every Tuesday from 2 to 4 p.m. Download the free app and listen anytime, anywhere. And enjoy our interviews, folks. Remember, shop small and support local homegrown original music. Now, on with the interview. Hey folks, Michael Spedden here, and today is 3 years on the air with 97underground.com for me, and today I brought in Joe Poodle from Red Dye Number 9, my very first interview on my very first show, catching up together. They've been doing a lot of great things in the Mid-Atlantic region, playing down in the Carolinas, Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland. Have some plans to go out to New Jersey a little bit later. You're going to hear all about it in this episode. And they're going to be at Pappy's Pub in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania this Friday, August the 28th. So make sure you get out and check them out there. It's going to be a great show. And so without further ado, we're going to go ahead with our interview with Joe Poodle from Red Dye Number 9. And welcome back to the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show here on 97underground.com, Baltimore's pure rock worldwide. And today we are here with Joe Poodle. Today is my 3rd year anniversary with 97underground.com. And my very first interview was Joe Poodle with Red Dye Number 9. And we've brought him back on today for old time's sake, just to talk about what's going on with them. And they've been doing some really cool stuff lately. So I'll go ahead and, let you tell us about what's been going on, but we just kind of talked about one big show you had.
Yeah, the last big show was early in August with the Murder Junkies and Worst Burgers.
Wow.
Which was a good time. A lot of good bands there too. A local band called Irked was on that bill, and they got something going on. They're right on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a good bunch of good shows. We've been traveling a lot. We've been getting out to North Carolina. We're going down in October to play Asheville Punk Fest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the guy who runs that, he knew us from back in the day, and he's like, he saw us last year when we were in Asheville, and he's like, I'm doing this thing. And I was like, well, hey man, we'll come down and play it. He's like, love to have you. So it's 2 days. Mm-hmm. Asheville, North Carolina. That's going to be a blast. And we're just going to build a run around it. So we're going to get, I think we're playing in Charleston on that run. And we're looking to pick up something, I think, in like Chapel Hill area.
Oh, very good.
And then, and then in November, we're going out to play in Canton, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a place called the Dive Bar. And while we're out there, we're going to hit Pittsburgh and somewhere out in either West Virginia or far Western Maryland. Just try and build a 3 or 4 day run out of those 2 shows.
Well, that's great. I see that you guys have been all over the place. It seems like whenever I see you all pop up on social media, you've been doing a lot of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Ohio, that kind of thing, and the Carolinas. I saw you too.
Yeah. There's a lot of great spots. There's a lot of these like small towns, like what we were talking earlier. Friday, we're going to be in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, and that's out like just above Hagerstown.
Yeah.
And there's a really cool bar there that's been hosting punk shows for the last year or 2, and that show is stacked. And they got a great little scene out there. Same with Hanover, Martinsburg.
Yep.
All these places in that panhandle, it's rocking. I mean, they got a great scene out there. So that's been a blast. And then, we're, like I said, the play out there, we can get to Philly pretty easy. We're working on a show in Asbury Park in November with a couple really cool bands. So we're going to do a Philly Asbury Park weekend. And we're just fortunate enough to be able to travel. And throw the stuff in the van and get out there and get on the road and take it to the people.
That's great to hear. And then, and all these places too have an appreciation for original music which
Oh
is
yeah,
awesome, you
yeah.
know.
The big, good support of local music. Good support of the kind of music that we play.
Hmm.
It's great, and again, so many great bands that we're coming, we're just coming in contact with in all these places, and you're like, oh, well, there we go, and just teaming up with them and trading shows, helping each other out. It's
That's
great.
you can't ask for better than that. I
No,
mean,
no,
again, I mean, you know me for the longest time. I've always been the biggest proponent of supporting the original scene,
yeah,
and the fact that and this is always kind of what we've sort of envisioned the scene being years ago, but now it's finally really starting to come together. Networking, you
yeah.
know, working with other bands. You come to our town, we'll come to your town. Play a show together. And the fact that people are coming out, I mean, you told me that, these places have been doing very well in terms of attendance and everything.
Oh yeah, that spot, Pappy's Pub in Waynesboro, they've been
Hmm.
selling out. I mean,
Right.
yeah, we went out there and played, and I was just like, Waynesboro, who knew? And
Hmm.
I mean, and just awesome people, people, talking with everybody, meeting some really cool people who are just like I said, they're craving this. They're
Yeah.
craving like punk rock. They're craving metal, rock and roll. It's awesome. And the best part is you go out there again, you meet the same people, and it's like, we see Metal Donnie in Martinsburg, and, he's like 70.
Hmm.
And he's awesome. And then you see somebody else in Waynesboro, and
Hmm.
you're like, oh, hey, right on. And then, fingers crossed, you go down to Asheville, North Carolina, and you're like, hey, dude, you're here again. This is great.
Hmm.
It's a blast. It really
That's
is. But these small scenes in these small towns really are pushing it.
that's just great. I mean, you can't ask for better than that. People,
Mm.
all the things we dreamed of, like I'd said, are finally coming to fruition, and that's excellent. And I'm sure that are people are you doing well with people supporting the merch and everything that you have too?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like I said, everybody's coming up, talking to us,
Hmm.
supporting us, buying the merch. Yeah, I mean, the response has been real good across the
Hmm.
board. I mean, and that helps a ton because I mean, gas is a
Yeah.
killer,
Hmm.
particularly in the van. So
Oh
yeah,
God.
between food and gas, that just
Hmm.
wipes us out driving down to North Carolina for the long weekend. So
Hmm.
any T-shirt or sticker we sell, hey, goes right into the tank and gets us home.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean,
Yeah.
that's that's the thing that's hurting a lot of people nowadays too. This blue dot fever
Hmm.
that you hear a lot of people talking about.
Yeah.
Tours getting canceled, and it's not just it's all art, all performing arts have been getting hit with this. Not just music and bands, but
Hmm.
theater.
Yeah.
Theater. Any other kind of show out there. Comedy. People just don't have the the gas money. I mean, you go out, you put $100 in your tank to go somewhere, and there goes your drinks and food money for going, or your ticket money even.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just
No.
really,
Fortunately, we're not doing this to earn a living. This
we're
is our
mhm.
very expensive hobby.
Right, right, right.
I mean, we love doing this. It's basically a compulsion at this point.
Hmm.
We have to do it, but yeah, I mean, almost everything goes back into the tank, and
Hmm.
if we're lucky and have a good year, a good season, whatever, we can get back into the studio, and that's going to be the plan for I think December is going back in the studio and work on a new record.
Excellent. Well, I can't wait to hear that. How much material do you have for it so far?
Well, we've got four new songs that we're putting into the set to test drive on the
Hmm.
road, just to make sure that
Hmm.
they're what we think they're supposed to be. And there are a couple old ones that we might re-record too. Um, yeah, we'd love to write more, but we have such limited time together
Hmm.
to practice because
You're
we're
playing.
we're playing, we got jobs,
Hmm.
families. It's and we don't all live in the same town, so it's tough. But yeah, I mean, I tell them all the time. I'm like, look, every show we play or every weekend we don't play, that's money we're not getting towards the record. So
Yep.
it's tough. It's tough to you know to balance the two. But we had some time to write uh, or end of last year,
Hmm.
and we just like I said, we just been test driving these songs live just to make sure to see
Hmm.
if this is really how we want them to sound, and everything's coming up great. So we're really looking forward to maybe putting out an EP beginning of next year.
That sounds great. That sounds great. And make sure you send it in. Make sure
Oh
you
wow,
send it in over
you
here. And
you'll get your copy. Don't worry about it.
yeah, well, and we'll get it out there on the air for people to hear too.
No, appreciate
Again,
it.
yeah, I mean, I've been you know, the people that listen know that, I spend at least a half hour of the show, if not more. There's usually at least one interview for a half an hour, and then at least a half hour of what I call the Mid Atlantic Music Marathon, which has extended. The Mid Atlantic is now consisting of Southern Canada, Wisconsin, other parts. But the thing is that people are out there trying to get their music out and everything, and as long as it's good, I'm going to try to get it out there for them.
Yeah,
It's 97 Underground, that was part of the original purpose of having this format here. I mean, because people that were local were getting played in between Guns N' Roses and Metallica back in the early days,
yeah,
and giving people a shot to go out. And again, we don't take everybody, but as long as you've got a viable recording, I mean, what the hell, we'll give you
yeah.
some spins and give you a chance to get some exposure. That's what underground is all about, right behind me here,
Yeah, for
underground.
real. And we appreciate it. It's so tough to get out there. It's so tough to get heard
Hmm.
because and for every band that's out there, playing shows and touring
Hmm.
and getting out there to try and just get their music to people, there's like 10 people in the basement just mixing beats and whatever
Yeah.
and posting it online. So you really got to wade through a lot of stuff to get to what you want.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's I mean it's the same with the live shows too. There's so much competition, particularly in like big towns like Baltimore.
Hmm.
You go, you're like, hey, we got a show, and it's like, well, there's four other shows that weekend, and and then there's like some sort of rave and and you're like, man, it is tough to draw.
Hmm.
It's tough to get the show, and then it's once you get it, it's tough to draw because it's just so much competition, and
Hmm.
that's why I kind of dig these small towns, man. You're out the Waynesboro, it's like or Hanover, it's like we're the only game in town for the most part,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
it's kind of cool, It gives you a
Hmm.
better chance to make that connection.
Right. And that's a phenomena that I've noticed a lot for, I'd say, probably the better part of a decade now, if not more. I mean, there are a lot more of these towns where, 100 years ago they had, they were, basically, like the Mayberry type town,
Oh yeah,
that had the town theater. Well, it's not
yep,
being used for movies anymore. I think, cable kind of took that away and streaming and all that. But now these theaters are being converted into performance halls.
hmm
The nonprofit, the art and the arts organizations are coming in and taking those over and having all kinds of Fredericks like that.
hmm
There's been places out here in like around Havre de Grace near me that has had some venues that are doing really well with people, and people are getting the opportunity to get into these smaller places. And you've also noticed too that there aren't just two entertainment capitals in this
hmm
country. We always had New York, we had LA, and while we were playing too, I think for punk rock and especially in alternative, DC was
hmm
a mecca. Baltimore was kind of a second tier, but now we've got the places like Austin,
hmm
Tennessee, Atlanta, Vegas. I mean, Vegas has always been showbiz, but then there's other things that are popping up in Vegas too.
yeah.
not only the MGM Grand Casino or whatever it is, but then there's also smaller places out there that are
Yeah.
being supportive of all the grassroots efforts and everything. And I really had a feeling this was going to happen after COVID.
Hmm.
People, when you take creative people and you stick them in their house for a couple of years, they're going to come out, ready to
They're
blow
going to
the
be
doors, off of
they're
some
going to be ready
places.
to go.
Yeah.
They're going to be
And
ready to
and
go.
and we were. And we were, you know.
Yeah, it's true. I think a lot of people spent that COVID time just,
Mm-hmm.
writing and working and practicing, and then, boom,
Mm-hmm.
everything opened back up. It's like, oh, we got to get out there.
Right. Right.
But again, it makes it harder, but then, I mean, it makes you have to have your stuff tight
Mm. Oh yeah.
and together, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, you don't want to be. We tell kids all the time. They're like, "Oh, you guys are good," and I'm like, "We practice all the time."
Yeah.
Back in
I
the day when we were all living together, we practiced every night.
Oh, I know you did. I know you
Um,
did.
and now, I mean, when we do get together, we're not fooling around. We're not grab ass, and it's like we literally got an agenda. I mean, it really is work.
Mm-hmm.
It really, because we want to pursue, we want to produce a product that we like,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, we put the time in. So yeah, I mean, you got to practice, you got to work,
Mm-hmm.
and if your stuff isn't any good, it's going to show out. You're going to embarrass yourself on that stage, man. You got to be ready.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Um,
Right.
so yeah, but that's yeah, we tell that to everybody, all these young bands. We're like, you're good. Keep
Mm-hmm.
practicing. Just keep the hammer down, man, and get
Mm-hmm.
out and get gigs and play in front of people.
Yep. Yep. And then when you think you're good and you go in the studio and Dave Nichotsky tears you to shreds. um,
Hey, I'm looking forward to seeing Dave again real soon, actually,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
he's he gets us,
What a great producer.
Yeah, yeah,
What a
just
great
good.
producer he is. I mean,
Knows his stuff,
yeah, I mean, and he just, he's incredible. And I tell you that you guys and him are probably some of the best chemistry I've ever seen in my life between a band and a producer. Again, and like you said, he gets you, he gets
Yeah.
it.
He always has, and thank you for saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, he's a wizard at the board. He knows what's what,
Mm-hmm.
and he's always sort of understood what we were trying to do. And
Right.
one of the reasons I'm looking forward to going back to him is I don't want to have to like show up at a different place and then spend all this time getting comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's
Right.
like,
Right.
oh, and then, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I just want to roll in,
Mm-hmm.
set up, and blast it. Because, again, we're not renting the Chateau Marmont and spending, 6 months,
Right. Right.
with between Zeppelin and the Stones recording writing that next record, we're
Mm-hmm.
going in for a weekend and it's
Yep.
just going to be bam.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and it's always been that way with us and our
Mm-hmm.
level of playing or level of band is like we don't have the money for the
Mm-hmm.
time, so
Yeah. Yeah.
let's tighten it up and go in there. So that's another reason we're test driving these songs live is
Mm-hmm.
we want to have them down. So when
Yep.
it's time to go in the studio, it's done.
Great.
But yeah,
Great. Yep.
Dave's the best.
Oh, he is. He is. And so we've got about a minute and a half left till a hard break. What do you have coming up you want to tell us about?
This Friday, the
Mhm.
15th of August. No, the 29th.
28th. Yeah. Hmm.
28th. Okay. Yeah. 15th. That was the last gig. The
Yep.
28th of August. We're going to be in Waynesboro at Pappy's
Hmm.
Pub. It's Junk Punk, us, um, Twist and Rive, Sick Move, Over Our Eyes, El Radness,
Hmm.
and oh, come on, the Cool Ranchers, their first
Okay.
show.
Hmm.
All those bands, freaking awesome. And it's $3.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing
You
wrong
know,
with that.
three
Well,
bucks.
well,
Come on
great.
out.
Well, folks, come on out and see Red Dye number 9 at Pappy's Pub this coming Friday, the 28th, Waynesboro, PA. And for more information, for merch, everything else, it's reddye9.com, I believe, right?
That is correct.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Joe Poodle, thanks again for stopping by. It's always been a pleasure. You've been a mainstay on the back of the rack for 3 years now, and people are digging it. So, folks, remember, reddye9.com. Get out there and check them out. And again, Joe Poodle, thanks for stopping by, folks. Stick around after the break. We'll be back right after these words. You're listening to The Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show here on 97underground.com. Don't go anywhere. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in and listening, and hope you enjoyed today's interview. Remember, The Back of the Rack is on every Monday from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern, and our replay is every Wednesday morning from 2 to 4 a.m. Eastern Time on 97underground.com, Baltimore's pure rock worldwide. You can download our free app and listen anytime, anywhere. Also, don't forget our YouTube channel. Hit the like and subscribe button and allow for notifications so you'll be the first to know whenever new episodes air. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Log on and crank it up. The station your mother warned you about. 97underground.com.